Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice.
Hey, toy fans, welcome to our Toy Addictions, your source for what was then, what's now, and what's about to be in the world of toys. From Atco Developers, we talk about it all. There's something for everyone in our coffers of toy joy, so without further ado, let's talk little plastic people and things. I'm Matt, the producer of this trip down the toys rabbit hole. To my right, that wacky lover of all things, Bobby Vella, Aaron of 6 Inch. And across the table, your host and favorite seller of everything, Scalper Ron. Let's hit it!
Back on the horse this week. That was good.
Back on what horse?
Oh, last week he screwed up the intro. Remember?
Yeah, he did.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, sure you have. Practicing. Good morning. Happy new week.
Good
Happy
morning, early or late morning.
late morning.
Hola, senoritas.
Yes, yes. I have a wedding to get ready for in a few minutes, so I'm going to make this quick and short, and I'll see you guys later.
10-minute episode.
How we doing this week, guys?
Yes.
It's a bit of a rough one, but
Yeah.
I took care of some business for the podcast yesterday. Went and talked to some people and hit up some toy stores and got a little bit of business done. Talk about that a little bit later.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually did some work on the podcast this week. What did you do, Ron?
He didn't do shit.
I bought
you stayed home from work yesterday.
No, I went
For
to
a
work
little bit.
late. And I bought some new stuff to display next show.
He did pick up my Cobra Fang pop, which I didn't think I'd ever get. No, I got the Facebook group up and running.
Yep.
So yep. Gotta go in and add the links in. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get everything all sorted out, but you can find all the different podcast locations. Most of the popular ones we're on. I got to get a list together, but yeah, you can pretty much find us almost anywhere now. YouTube.
Still working on the video side of that. But
Not a video yet. Our podcast website allows me to take the audio files and convert it into a video so I can upload it to YouTube. So if you do go to YouTube, obviously you can comment like it's a regular video. There's nothing to see really. It just kind of shows a graphic of an EQ or something like that over the background. But
yeah,
if YouTube's your preferred place to listen to stuff like that, you can check us out there.
Nice.
yeah,
Exciting stuff coming on. Just keep reaching out.
definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have maybe some little snippets from some shop owners, and we'll get them to talk about maybe what kind of sales they got going on, what kind of stuff they just took in, things like that. Hopefully, get some people out to the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Keep the hobby alive.
And that's the point that we talked about getting this started was just building a network, for ourselves, but also for, people within the network, figure out where these places are. And,
Yes.
there's even some online retailers that I never knew about that have a lot of nice deals and, good inventory, good prices. So
Yeah, don't mind
Support
talking about
those.
it at all.
actually so it's funny that you mentioned you talked to some people yesterday. I there's a website, and I think I've come across it on one of my Action Force groups on Facebook called Hard to Find Toys. HARD, the number 2 Find Toys.
That's one of the groups I was actually talking to a gentleman about yesterday.
Okay, so he's actually got parts of figures for Action Force, and so I had a Scarab that the hip broke, so I've always kind of had like extra pieces of a figure. Turns out the dude was selling a waist and a set of legs from a Scarab, so I bought it and put my Scarab back together. So now I got 4 Scarabs.
Nice.
So, but he sent, there's a little handwritten note in there. It's like, oh, thanks for the purchase, Aaron, and then I forget their names, but signed him and his wife's name. They sent it out, and then I happened to see the card. The card fell off my desk when I picked it up on the back. It said veteran owned. I'm like, psh, I'm buying more stuff from
I was
them.
going to say done.
Yeah.
Done.
So, check them out. Hard to Find Toys. They got, full new figures. They've got pieces for action figures for customizers. Me being a customizer, I'm always looking out for stuff like that. So check them out.
Very cool. Very cool. you went to circuit yesterday?
I kind of did the rounds for pretty much what stores I could find that were listed within like 35 miles of here, which I'm going to consider the rounds because you can do it in a day, and the stores are easy to find. The store owners they're easy to talk to, easy to deal with. I mean, it's just I found three really cool places yesterday, and that said, huge shout out to Geek Toy Hut, Ken and Caleb out there in Arlington Heights, and Mike from Mr. Wayne's out in Westmont,
Okay.
and Threeps from Crush Collectibles out in Elmhurst.
Nice.
I gotta ask Mr. Wayne's if is his name Mike Wayne or is he like a Bruce Wayne guy?
No, I have his card, but I didn't.
I'm like Mr. Wayne. It's like he's either a big Wayne, like big Wayne's World fan, has to be a tie to Bruce Wayne,
there's a
or
lot
his
of-
last name is Wayne.
There's quite a bit of DC and Batman hanging on his pegs, but he's got a lot of everything else too for
Yeah.
a little shop, and he's looking to expand too. So
Because I honestly, the only other Wayne I can think of is Cowboy Wayne
Cowboy Wayne?
from Saving Silverman, but I don't think you'd open up a store based on that.
Jeez, that's an old movie. That's
no, but all those guys are really nice to talk to,
Oh yeah,
and they're willing to drop basically what they're doing for a couple of minutes to have a conversation with you, talk toys, whatever, get to know you a little bit. You know, I told them what was going on with the podcast and stuff, and they just were totally receptive, and they were just like, hey, how can we help you guys out? So that was
Yeah.
really cool.
nice.
But I figure we'll make the rounds again in another couple 2-3 weeks, and maybe do some trading, a little bit of buying,
Yeah.
talk to these guys, maybe get some snippets and stuff, see what they got going on, what kind of stuff they got,
We
what
gotta
kind of
get
stuff they
some-
took in, if they got sales going on.
we got to get some business cards made up, just like with,
Hopefully going to work on that next week.
yeah, like at least get some email addresses so we can like leave it with them and say, hey, reach out to us, and
That's
we'll,
that's
you
one
know,
of the reasons
be
why
the
I want to
easiest
get
way
it
for
done.
us to do
So
it.
when I go to do it again, or we go to do it again, or whatever.
I mean, they're obviously important components of the network per se, but I think our take is that we're the ones that are going to build it.
Right.
So here's at your leisure, send me an email.
Yeah.
And let's get connected. So yeah,
Nice.
or you can have a card too.
I don't want a card.
Fuck off then. God damn! I was trying not to swear this week.
Well,
Ron.
you
you always bring out the best in me.
I do. What? Any news? You got any news this week?
Okay, before we get into the
Yeah.
news, I was telling you this before. So I usually go back and listen to last week's show before we do this week. And last week I promised everybody I would read them your bio that I set up for you, because you still haven't sent me your bio for the webpage.
I haven't.
So I'm going to do that now.
I want to see how you doctored mine, because I'm sure you doctored it.
I just exactly what I said. I just said, Matt, nuts. No, yours I typed it up exactly how you.
Oh, did you?
Exactly how you put it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Where's my main page? See, this is what I don't like about this website. It's a little hard to figure out. All right, let's go. Just go to the main page. Just go to the main page where the bios are. All right. Yeah, yours was pretty basic as far as what you asked me to put. So I had no problems putting that down. Where is it here? All right, let's try this. Come on, just take me to the main page. There we go. All right, so cast bios. So my bio is fan of G.I. Joe and Action Force, the modern version, self-titled end user collector. My OCD means I usually have complete sets of figures. I also collect odds and ends of my favorite franchises and movies such as RoboCop, The Crow, Voltron 85, Batman 66, and Tron, which is the greatest movie ever. Matt is a Transformers nut. G1 first and foremost, but is very much over the top about the Titans of the newest lines. He's been collecting since the pre-Transformers Diacron Diaclone line and has no intention of stopping anytime soon. I love the hunt. I'll bargain or trade to get what I need. There's a great community of fans out there. We mostly try to look out for each other. I love this hobby. Ron likes muscly fellas in loincloths and hooded skulls with creepy laughs. Also likes female wizards that turn into magical birds and unrealistically large cats with saddles. Am I keeping
like
that, or
it.
are you changing it?
I like it.
That's funny. I like that. That's pretty
Maybe
good.
99.8% accurate.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. I'll
Cats
add to
with
it.
saddles. I love it.
It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to spell muscly.
Muscly?
Yeah.
Is
I was
that
missing the C. So, yeah, that's
Muscly.
unrealistically
Muscly.
large cats with saddles.
I like it.
That
I dig it. I'll add to it, but I think that might be a
It's
keeper.
not as good as some of your eBay posts where you offer a body massage and stuff. My time is valuable to me.
Are you guys watching? Did you guys watch that?
No, you know what? I keep
Okay,
forgetting to
then
put.
someone
Every time I
else-
come past it, I keep forgetting to put a heart on it.
Well, someone's. I got a couple watches.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Everybody wants to see how this one's going to turn out.
This is well. Then it says because I log in.
You
to
know
see,
what? You know what that post is? That's like getting a notification on your phone on like a Monday morning saying there's going to be a horrific train accident on Wednesday at 10 a.m. with many dead bodies. It's like put it in the calendar. Yep.
watch
let
that
the alarm
boy.
go off. Yeah.
50% of them will be clowns. Yeah.
I will. It's because it says send offers to people who are watching. I sent an offer.
Dude, if you sent that for 50% off, you're still getting like $200 more than it's worth.
Yes, yes, I am.
Fantastic.
I am. But I'll
But-
probably get red
But
light.
I know you, and knowing that you like to start shit, it's like, yeah, I'll give them 3% off. So it's $812.
$12.
Yeah.
Or I offered him more.
Did you? Yeah.
It was like $8.30. I did, okay, $8.50.
The price of mailing is just killing
It's-
me.
yeah.
I need more than 30.
Have you ever seen a grown man in a box? This is going to be a little more expensive than I thought.
Yeah.
Dude, you should send,
You look like
should
Roman
send-
Maroney
You
and
should
Johnny
send him
Dangerously.
send him a message in the offer. It says, "Do you like gladiator movies?"
Have you ever seen grown men naked, Bobby?
Well, see, that would be weird because he thinks
You
you're
ever
going to
seen a
show
grown
up
man
naked to
naked?
give him a massage.
Right, right.
It's like it's a body massage. It's like I'm not going to get oil all over my clothes.
That's
gotta
awesome.
do this
Too
skin to
funny.
skin.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll add to that. I got to get. I have to get.
I should probably go check it out.
What's that?
I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can. That's not YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the listing. I haven't seen it in a week.
Just makes
Well,
you smile once in a while, doesn't it?
Did you put it up there for like 30 days?
No, I put it up there indefinitely until it sells. So that will be up there until I die or
Wow.
eBay falls apart.
Or eBay says, "Hey, dude, get this off."
No, I've had stuff up there for years.
Really?
Yeah. If you do buy it now, it will stay up there.
It'll stay up there
indefinitely,
indefinitely. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm doing an auction, I do 3-day auctions.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of crap out there.
Yes. There is a lot of junk. Do we have any weekly news?
I got a little bit over here. Pulse's Haslab is back with another offering.
Yay.
It's
With the,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Who would spend hundreds of dollars on stupid plastic exclusive toys?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
And we are pointing you out.
When did
there.
I do that?
Thursday, I believe it was.
It was yesterday.
Was it?
No, they got
It was
a.
yesterday afternoon when I got to work.
They got
I
a
couldn't
new.
find the smacking head gift that I wanted either.
They got a new project. Marvel Legends Haslab Engine of Vengeance. It's the Agents of Shield representation of Ghost Rider and his vehicle. Which this thing already pisses me off because the rims are wrong. I'm serious. The rims are wrong, and this is supposed to be a representation of a 1968 Charger. And it looks nothing like a 1968 Charger. Nothing at all.
Even without all the fire
It's
on
more of a Camaro.
Dude, the taillights don't look right. The fucking
Yeah, but
the
you
front
have-
end of it doesn't look
But
right.
you have to remember, if you look at the comic, does it look like it looks in the
well,
comic?
hold on.
I don't know if
You
this,
have
I
to
don't know
give
if the car is
royalties
this
to
is
Dodge
this is
if
a
you do.
this is an actual televised continuity. There was no comic of this. This is part of the
Yeah.
televised
But
continuity.
if they manufacture this, they have to have Dodge's
Approval.
licensing.
well, that's why do you think the car looks like a fucking it looks like a Chevy?
It looks like a Camaro. It does with with Ford rims.
Yeah.
It's what's the
I just want
Well,
to get...
the taillights on it are not supposed they're not rectangular shaped like that. They're supposed to be two round ones on both sides.
Yeah.
It's a 68.
Now,
It-
with these
At
points...
least that's what I saw was a 68. It
Yeah.
might be a 70.
So
I could be wrong, but it still doesn't look like a 70.
with these points that you're making, I I'm on board. You know, like the headlights have to look the same, the tail lights have to look the same. The wheels, like,
The
dude, you
front
can always
grill doesn't
customize.
look right.
The-
Yeah.
The wheels, like, doesn't matter to me. Like, yeah, these may not be what was production on the car, but
Well, those
you
would become
customize wheels. You
Those
know
would
what
be
I mean?
coming off, and the flame wheels would be going right on, and
Yeah.
there wouldn't be anything else going
That
on.
is
and after
actually
that.
really cool.
It looked. I mean, no, it's loaded with LED that like flickers, so it looks like it's
The actual
flame,
representation of the car itself and what it's supposed to represent for for Ghost Rider
Yeah.
is actually really badass. But I just really wish that they could have. I mean, if they're going to charge this much money for something, detail, folks.
Yeah.
Shit matters.
Well, and I-
that shit matters.
And I think you also have to take into account too what are the tiers. Because that was like the Hiss tank. Like, I mean, when the Hiss tank first came out, like, yeah, I wanted it because I wanted the figure that came with it. I wanted.
$350 for
Oh
a figure
no!
and a
I mean,
tank.
I was
But when
gonna
you-
get into that next.
Yeah.
but
So when you
but
add
I'm-
in the tiers,
But I mean,
But
what
you
I'm
don't know.
what I'm saying though is the initial piece, man. I mean, the representation matters.
yeah,
It truly matters. You know, the rims aren't the same. The front end doesn't look right. The car body shape itself isn't the right size.
here, Ron. So here's the video of it.
So, okay. So if I would, you probably turn the volume down.
See, now that looks cool as shit.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
I would not use that figure. I do not like. the
No,
metal
I
face.
wouldn't. I wouldn't either.
That's a Ultron and Doctor Doom mash, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that what that Ghost Rider is, or are you just
Yeah.
saying that the face? Oh,
no,
that
that's not what it is. That's what the. Oh, so you could at least move the smoke. That makes
yeah,
it all worth it.
yeah. So I was thinking.
Oh, you actually take the rims off and the
Yeah.
tires, and you put the new
Yep.
setup on.
Yeah.
So you're getting extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting the parts to make the Ghost Rider's vehicle. Yeah.
Okay, so 3.
I mean, it's a very for a 6-inch car. I'm surprised like people just didn't jump all over this. I mean, I saw a bunch of posts yesterday where it's like, "Oh, that's awesome for a Dreadnought car," and I'm like, "Yeah, because they're pumping out a ton of fucking Dreadnoughts right now."
That's true. That's true.
It's like, "Yay, let's put Sartine and Zorana in there, woohoo!"
No,
I got to admit the detail. Some of the detail they put
That
into it was
shifter is
pretty cool,
awesome. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
the seats even go back. Do your
So-
seats go back in your car?
nope. They do not. $349.99.
and it's even it says October 2022.
So that's just ridiculous. It's
No, you got to purchase by
2023.
October. October 31st is the last day.
Oh, so they got this going on for
But notice
6
notice
weeks.
at the very end though when it
I was trying to get
I'm gonna see
people's.
if I can
I was trying to
pause it here.
people's. I was trying to get people's blood up.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a
Right?
fan. I'm not a fan.
who is that? Who is this? I think that's
Oh.
Mephisto.
I was gonna say that could be Mephisto.
I imagine it was
'Cause
probably.
they've
probably
never made an
Mephisto.
actual comic accurate Mephisto, I don't think. Or if they did, it was a long time ago.
They
Who-
did make a comic accurate one, but it was Toy Biz. Toy Biz that did it.
Who-
Okay.
Legends hasn't done it.
Yeah. So what do you got on the stretch goals?
The who?
The stretch goals.
After 9,000, then it doesn't say after that. It doesn't say. It doesn't tell you what the stretch goals are until you hit the next tier.
Yeah.
well, what's the next tier?
9,000.
They have to
yeah.
fully fund it first. It's not fully funded.
Yeah.
Oh no! See, they're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Kickstarter does it different. Kickstarter gives you all the stretch goals to where it's funded. So let's just say 9,000. So 1,500.
Oh, you get a question mark. You get a question mark at the first
Oh.
unlock.
Okay. So
You know
at
what?
350,
a big white
it
one.
unlocks the first one.
See,
I don't Kickstarter. I'm a fan of Kickstarter. So if you're funding something for $9,000, it will have it laid out 1,500, 3, 45, 6, 50, 55.
See, I think
or
that-
whatever 75, and then 9,000, and you see, oh, we got to all push to this next tier because we need
Right.
this extra figure, game piece, whatever you're funding.
Yeah.
Here, Haslab needs to say, we have this figure, this accessory, this figure, this backdrop, whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
so people get juiced up about this, because I'm not going to pay $350 for this unless I know, oh, I'm getting another car, or I'm getting another 3 figures, or whatever the deal
or
is.
give me like a totally awesome motorcycle in the original Ghost Rider. that
something
comes with it.
cool, yeah.
So I like the way that the GI Joe Collectors Club did it with the FSS. Was you always got a mystery figure at the end if you bought a subscription for like those 12 figures.
Okay, you're
but they
getting
didn't. But they
something.
didn't tell you who it was.
And that's cool.
But they would drop like 4 or 5 clues, and you could usually figure out. But it was still kind of fun. It
Yeah.
usually took a little while because like every clue, it was like 20 questions. Every clue would essentially eliminate more and more opportunities or options.
Sure.
So by the time you got that 5th clue, it's like, yep, this one's frostbite. We know it's frostbite. And I don't think, as a community, I don't think the community was ever wrong. I think the only time the community was wrong on an FSS was when we got Hollow Point, like at the end of FSS 7.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody, because he was like an obscure character from the Lego sets that they did.
Oh, okay, okay.
So,
okay.
and-
Speaking of Hollow Point, I was going through my cases the other. I can't find my Hollow Point.
Did you sell them?
I don't remember.
It's all hollow in my mind.
I
No,
think I had. I think I might have. I think I might have.
See, I have the Ghost Rider that has a skull.
Yeah.
And he has flames coming off. I think that's a better. That's not bad. That is not a bad display piece.
But you
have
got to be
You
a
have to
big
be
Ghost Rider
you-
fan.
that's what I was going to say.
Like, you
have
can't
to.
just be a Marvel guy and
No.
collect Marvel stuff. Like, you have to. It's like me and Tron. Like, just because you've seen the movie, I don't expect you to go out and get the toys. Like, I'm a big Tron
So if
guy.
Haslab comes out with this Tron light cycle where they light up, and yeah, you got 7 toys. That's cool. I get it.
I got 6 more at home, 7 more at home because I got the Kevin Flynn when he turned red.
But if Haslab came out with a board that lights up and you put the 2 cycles on that actually light up
Yeah,
for $350, would you buy that?
probably,
Not knowing
probably.
you would get
I would be more prone to buy that than I would like the his tank even
okay, and because you're a big fan.
because I'm a huge
Would they
fan of
back
Tron,
9,000 backers, and after it's funded, then you could see okay. Okay, excuse my whatnot. The movie. What are those things called that pick up they look like a big M?
The recognizers.
The recognizers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for someone who didn't really care for the movie, but if I get a cool display piece,
You
but
didn't-
I know one of the goals is going to be a recognizer, and another goal is going to be
yeah.
the floating head. I don't know, well, dude.
Bit?
Just bit.
Yes. No.
But I don't know what I'm getting for $350 other than
Yeah.
the piece. That's no bueno for me.
Yeah,
I'm not a
there's-
fan. I need to know what I'm getting additionally
Yeah.
for $350.
No, I agree. Or
because
put
the figure's
silhouettes out
it's a $20 figure. Sorry, that's a $20 figure. That's
Well,
a $100 car.
$25 figure.
Well, yeah, that's a $100 or $110 car.
Yeah.
That's where I see the value. So for the other
Right.
$150, you got to tell me up front. Now, if we don't get the stretch goals and that's what we get up to 1 extra figure, then that's what we get. But if 9,000 of us back this, what 5 other things or 3 other things are we getting? And don't say you're getting a stupid pistol for Ghost
Yeah.
Rider or you're getting a decal to put on the car. That's not. You have to have.
I
some
look at it this way:
meat and
are
potatoes.
there 9,000 Ghost Rider fans in the world? Probably to that level.
Well,
Like,
for 6 weeks, yeah, there will be.
right. Well,
6 weeks. Yeah.
6 weeks, but how long was GI Joe? Was that a 4 week or a 3 week?
no, it was 6 or 8 weeks.
Was it 6 weeks?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
do-
it was
I'm
a
pretty
normal.
I'm pretty sure their usual
just-
is 6 weeks.
It
yeah.
just
Okay.
backed. It
See,
just
I didn't
backed
think-
in like 24 hours.
Maybe that's why it went so. Is it still out there?
No.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay,
I
so
missed my window. Oh, it's all right.
so
It makes it easier for me to actually spot collect that line now instead of having to get everything.
kind of
which I'm
like I
actually
did
kinda-
with the guards and the Horde.
Yeah.
I just spot collected what
Yeah,
I want. I don't need
I
the
get
whole
all of
$200.
my I get all my McFarlane Batman 66 stuff. I got the little black and white one yesterday.
Yeah.
Just looking for the Joker and the Villain's Lair now.
Oh, and that's and
I'll-
I don't
I'll-
think we discussed that. Not to get off topic. What's on the table? Sometimes there's some
Oh, yeah.
overlap of the previous week, but that's pretty much what our pickups are of the week.
Yeah.
Minus a few things, like I said, like that Optimus has been sitting out there for a couple of shows. Or
And
Yeah,
I think the Hulk's been
the
there
Hulk
since the
heads,
beginning.
yeah,
I forgot to bring some of my pickups from
But the
yesterday.
coffee mug that the Hulk head is sitting on is new, so
that's new.
you just have to pick out what the new stuff is.
That's a Wax Packs pickup.
But yeah, I, for me, I would think that, I think Cool Tears would be, and I know they've done a motorcycle, but do a cool motorcycle like with the LED effects and the flame effects.
Yeah.
And like just a totally baller like ultimate version of Johnny Blaze,
Yes.
like Ghost
Yeah.
Rider. But go a step further, like go like kind of into, because I know this from the movie, like give me like the original like cowboy Ghost Rider that was on the horse.
Yeah.
'Cause was it the second movie like where he was on the motorcycle and he was riding and the fucking horse was on fire?
No,
Yes.
that
Like,
was
that
that
looked-
was
first
that
one.
was the first.
That was the
Okay,
first one.
So like that looked awesome. Like give me the
Yeah.
horse and the cowboy and give me like Johnny
don't
Blaze
need-
and the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Give me those stretch goals.
So if the stretch goals
But
are
tell me
Ghost
that they're
Rider,
stretch goals like right up front.
exactly. I don't mind if this is a Ghost Rider set.
Yeah.
You're going to give me 2 or 3 other Ghost Rider renditions. That's fine.
Yeah.
It could. That's. I don't need Mephisto. I don't need anybody else from the TV show. I don't need that. If I'm buying Ghost Rider and you give me 3 other Ghost Riders or another motorcycle that lights up with some of these effects, perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine, because if I'm buying Ghost Rider, I want Ghost Rider.
That's kind of the other thing that turns me off on this. Is it was as much as I thought Agents of Shield was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I only made it to a certain point, and I kind of just stopped watching. But,
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. I guess I'm just old school. You know, I'd rather see the Johnny Blaze on the chopper kind of thing. Yeah, maybe that's part of my issue with it too. But
Okay.
I mean, it's like you said though, it would be a kick-ass display piece, but that is, I wouldn't put that Ghost Rider in it. I wouldn't put that one in there at all.
Yeah.
No, I would use a different one. Or if they give you, like I said, a couple more, you can Ghost Rider through the years.
Yeah,
you get a couple different ones.
Johnny Blaze, and I think there was 2 other ones like before they really started going crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I'm sure there's plenty more you can pull out of the comics too. So
Or you could
Yeah.
just take the one that they released a couple years ago, because that's probably the best Ghost Rider ever. His jaw moves, his skull actually looks. It's
is that the one that came with the bike?
no
No, so when it came before the
the
one
single
on the bike.
figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have that figure and I have the bike. So I'm gonna. But the bike was like it had like Earth or something, or the moons or some kind of planets as wheels.
Oh.
That's the bike. That's like space Ghost Rider.
Yeah, was that the one where he went back? It's Punisher is the
was
Ghost
gonna
Rider.
say,
I think
yeah,
that's
Cosmic, right?
Punisher. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Cosmic,
Which is
yeah.
actually a really weird comic. I actually read it. It was only a 6-page miniseries or 6-book miniseries.
Oh, really?
And I read it through my Marvel Unlimited subscription.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, it was interesting. Basically, it came down to the fact that Frank Castle becomes Ghost Rider. He lives for eons, and he decides to travel back in time and actually kidnap Thanos as a baby to keep him from doing the snap. But as it turns out, he's actually a worse person than Thanos, because Thanos grows up to be an even worse dictator because Frank Castle is his father.
Beat his ass.
It's it's kind of hilarious. It was just like, yeah, but the whole point of the story was like, you're not always making things better. Like if you could go back in time and kill Hitler, doesn't necessarily mean you go back and make anything better. I mean, you might make something worse.
That's
So
true. Butterfly effect.
It's a good take on the butterfly effect.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. But I don't know, 350. I give it 2 thumbs down.
I'm gonna go this way with it. If you like it, get it. If not, I mean,
If it's your thing, great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, I'm not gonna beat on it too hard because I think it would be a kick-ass display piece.
Yeah.
I just think that they could have done the detail on the car so much better for that kind of money.
yeah.
I mean, they could have talked to Dodge. And
They could have
got the
for
license.
350,
Yeah.
and that's the 350. You're getting a Dodge branded vehicle that lights up. Okay, I could see that because Dodge is going to charge you for their licensing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
don't say it's a
but-
Charger.
But who's to say that Dodge wanted so much for their licensing that now the price of it is $475? Now you're probably beyond people, even fans' price points. Maybe in an
That's
effort to keep
true.
it at $350, they didn't talk to Dodge, they didn't go with the license, and they had to make it look a little bit different so they wouldn't get hit with infringements.
That's true.
Could be. You don't know these discussions that go on. Like, not trying to defend Hasbro.
Yeah,
I still think Haslab is a totally shitty idea for a multi-billion-dollar company.
So here's a question.
But my only take from this, and the reason I give it 2 sideways thumbs, is it's cool to see vehicles coming out in the 6-inch figure scale.
well, there's 3 of them
Like
now.
it's doable. Yeah.
You got the Hiss tank. You got that weird vehicle that Bobby decided to sign. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this thing.
Yep.
So can Veliverse fit in this, or they're just like slightly bigger?
I don't know. They're a slightly bigger, but not that much bigger.
So they might be able to
I
fit
think-
in this.
I think
or
they'd
at
be
least
able to fit.
display with them because,
Yeah, I mean, looking at this picture here and how he's kind of fitting in.
I mean, that would be a badass car to have Tim Kennedy, like, leaning against.
with his screaming face, with the screaming face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would like driving, like leaning into the wheel,
Yeah.
like an old grandma. That would be funny. That'd be awesome.
But, okay, so I like the 6-inch scale vehicles because those are tough. The only other 6-inch scale vehicle that we have is that TIE Fighter, that hideous TIE Fighter I had for years.
Yeah,
It's the size of this table.
Yep.
But
yeah, that was kind of what kicked it off.
I mean, for $350, it would be a 6-inch scale Falcon that I would buy, but I wouldn't buy anything else.
It'd be bigger than
That would
that
be
Lego
actually
set
like
over there.
$3,000.
Yeah,
6-inch scale Falcon.
be $4,500.
Yes.
See, this is even worse because now, and I could swear to God, the first one that I saw was a 68. Now it's saying that it's a 1969 Charger, and the front end of that car looks nothing like a fucking 69 Charger. That grill work right there,
Yeah.
that is a 68.
That's a 68.
That's a 68.
And didn't they have like little cutouts for the headlights to flip over? Or
Yeah, they all the way up to 70 had little cutouts for the headlights to flip over. But in the 69, there's a centerpiece in the grill,
Oh yeah,
a splitter. There's a splitter in the grill.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
How big is that? How long is that thing? 19, 20 inches?
It was in the video.
Oh, was it in the video? It doesn't have like accessory, like I don't know. Just curious.
Yeah. Either way, we've spent too much time on it already.
Yeah.
It is. For something that we don't like or we are blah about, we are talking about it an awful lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what the show's about. Just 18 and a half. So it's 19 inches.
About 19
okay.
Yeah, 19 inches long, about 6 inches tall, and about 8 inches wide.
The
Now,
only
for a car enthusiast, that might be good too. Because did you see the new Lego DeLorean?
no.
That is actually, I was thinking about getting that, but I didn't. It's too much.
The-
No, it's
the-
not too much. It's $160, and I think it's like 18 or 19 inches. It's the 199, but it's not 199. It's like 170 at Target. Curious on how big it is. Come on, dude. I don't know if you can display that 19 inches. I think
That doesn't look like 19
No.
inches. Maybe
No.
15, 16 at the most.
I was thinking more like 12.
I'm
It looks like
judging
it's-
by his forearm. I'm going to go 14
But
probably,
see,
max.
this is what I don't like about this set is back in the day when you'd get Technic sets, you'd get Lego figures that were 3 times bigger than a normal minifig.
yes.
If this is the same picture, that figure does not fit in that car.
No.
So give me
That's
one of those Technic figs.
I don't know if that's. See, I rather have the figures displayed by the nameplate than put it in the vehicle itself, because I have the Ecto 1, and you get the small Ghostbusters with the nameplate, and you could display the car separate, which is kind of cool. There it is, right there. Can you zoom in to the bottom corner? Zoom in.
I wish I could.
Zoom in. 11 and a half inches. Or is it 15 and a half?
I can't tell. I
It
can't,
looks
like, none of these damn things let me actually go into a picture.
It won't let you.
Oh, wait.
Son of a. I don't know. But whatever. Vehicles are they never have the same scale.
Yeah, I can't get any.
Every
closer than that.
manufacturer has it might be 11 and a half inches, which is still,
Well, it probably
that's a
says
big
in-
Lego.
Probably says in the description.
I don't know. Any other news? I got some news.
The only other news I had was on the actually what I think is pretty kick-ass masterpiece movie MPM 12 Nemesis Prime that's coming out. It's up on pre-order now at Pulse, but it's the movie Prime, like the one you got the kit for,
Yeah.
but it's just done up in black like the Nemesis Prime, and it really looks kick-ass.
It looks kick-ass, but he wasn't in the movie.
No, but he's
I like it.
but he's part of the continuity in a sense.
In a sense. And that's the topic I'm going to
But
touch
the
on.
other,
in about
but the
15
other
minutes.
thing is though. I mean, I don't know if he's going to wind up being involved in the new
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars movie.
That actually
Yeah.
looks pretty good for the
Is
base
that live
trailer.
action or cartoon?
It's live
It's
action.
Live action,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I mean, I've been keeping up with like watching like little snippets that people are recording of the
Because he's in it.
people moving. Yeah,
I think he's the snub nose.
I think so.
Because he looks like it's like Mad Max looking vehicles.
I think
Yeah.
it's time to bring Shia LaBeouf back.
I agree. I agree. I don't know
But,
what's your thought.
But yeah, I think it's a really really good looking piece, and
Yeah.
it might be if I wind up picking up any kind of a masterpiece. I think when it comes around, I might actually snag it. I think
Okay.
it looks really good.
Not too shabby. I like it.
So wait, what piece were you looking up?
The Nemesis Prime, MPM.
MPM
Oh,
12N.
That's the one I just sent you guys on Hasbro
Yeah.
through Pulse.
Yeah, I saw it before that, but
Yeah.
I have something that I did not know about. I don't know why I wouldn't have known about it. The Toy Hall of Fame.
Oh, I was going to say chlamydia, but yeah, let's go that direction.
So I guess there's a Hall of Fame, and I got to look into this a little bit more. But the finalists for the
Yeah.
2022 induction were named. Some of them seem new. Some of them I love. So like some of the finalists, or all of the finalists, are right here. So you have Catan. Catan is an awesome game, but I think it's new-ish. 90s, I think it came out. Not sure. I'm a board game guy.
You are.
Yeah, I like my board games.
I find them boring.
I can't find people to play though, unless you go to groups, and I don't want to go to someone else's house I don't like. No, because I might not like them, because I don't like a lot of people.
That's true.
I really don't.
I can vouch for that.
I rather play with like
As we're
like
trying
you guys.
as we're
or-
trying to build a network of friends, and you're like, I don't like people.
I don't like people. No,
I don't like people either, but I'd never say that.
Well, not that I wouldn't like them. You just go to someone's
people except toy collectors.
Yeah. Now we see eye to eye.
But like that bingo, I don't remember that. I know it's no bingo from days of past. Like grandma plays bingo. The Light Bright.
Every time
I
I
had
hear
a Light
bingo,
Bright. I love Light Bright.
I'm going to make my second Saving Silverman reference of the day already. Every time I hear the word bingo, I think of the scene in Saving Silverman where he's at the old folks' home and he like calls out a number and this dude stands up and he's like, bingo, bingo. And he goes, Abe, put your pants on or no more Matlock. And you could totally see Abe's ass. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Good.
But Light Bright, I had a Light Bright. Did you guys have Light Bright?
Connor has a little keychain light bright with like 12 pieces.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's it's one of those world's smallest.
Oh, okay.
He bought, yeah.
I had a Light Bright because I remember the little black carbon papers with the little X's.
Oh yeah.
And then when you take them off, you couldn't use them again. It would be stupid because you get the little holes in them.
You could, but you didn't know what colors because the
the hole was
was
a-
like R G B
Yes.
Y. Yeah.
So, kind of cool, but not. I don't know. I don't what a rare horse is. It's probably some kind of like collector horse.
We went to a kids museum in Texas one time, and they had a huge light bright table.
Did they?
Yeah, so I took all the pins and I made a guitar.
Nice.
All right. So Breyer was a molding company that introduced these toy horses back in the day, 1951.
Okay. All right. I hope they
I
don't
actually
win.
knew a lady that had a collection of something similar along with some of those.
I hope they don't
the
win.
Breyers.
That's like it's like McDonald's Happy Meal toys before there were Happy Meal toys. They had
Yes.
Breyer horses.
Yes. That's when the kids
That's
were
how I
pissed.
see it. That's how I
Now,
read it.
I'm surprised that the Masters Universe are not in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
Again, I got to do some looking back and figuring out what this is because who else is G.I. Joe in this? Are they not? I don't know.
think so. This is a decent conversation because I think like GI Joe has longevity. I mean, you talk to somebody, they know the name GI Joe. They either had the 12 inches from the 60s or the 4-inch from the 80s, or
Yeah.
maybe another iteration of 4-inch. Maybe newer guys are in the 6-inch, but there's always been GI Joe, like
Yeah.
different, and somebody always has a reference to GI Joe. He-Man was around from like 83 to maybe 90, 89, 90.
Okay.
Then it fizzled out. Then they reinvented it. So I think a lot of people just didn't realize that it was still out there as an IP.
Okay.
But this version of He-Man it didn't even last for 10 years.
yeah.
So maybe that's why it just, people felt there wasn't enough visibility. Obviously, with the reintroduction of Origins,
I think
in the
that's
last
getting
couple
more
years, yeah.
with the Revelation, the Origin, and
people are going back saying, that was a big line.
yeah.
So, yep.
Now Nerf, we all had Nerf. But Nerf never
Mhm.
started off as guns. Nerf started off as balls.
Yeah, Nerf-
footballs and baseballs.
Baseballs and wiffle balls. I think they might have had wiffle balls. No, that was
No.
wiffle.
That was wiffle. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was all
The
indoor
wiffle.
balls.
Footballs.
Even
Yeah.
though you could still break a vase with a foam ball, they said it's safe for indoors. I thought it
It's
was
like
kinda
this skit on
hilarious.
Saturday Night Live with Dan Aykroyd where he worked for the toy company. He had like Johnny Switchblade.
Oh
And
yeah,
like, don't you find your toys dangerous? He's like, yeah, look at this. Look, just a big red, red foam ball. He like shoves it in his mouth. I choked to death. There's nothing wrong with Johnny, or there's nothing wrong with bag of glass. Johnny Switchblade or bag of glass. But I could choke on this ball. Yeah.
Now pinata, I didn't realize was an actual brand. I thought it was just a pinata. So I can make a pinata out of anything.
I don't think it's a brand. I mean, reading this, as a centerpiece of a party game, a pinata is a paper mache object filled with small toys, confetti, fruits, candies, or coins.
Well, so are gumballs, but that's not. I get it. Now,
But they sell them like that. You don't.
you could buy a pinata at Jewel. You could buy a pinata at
Yeah, but I don't. But it's not
Party
like,
City.
Yeah, but
and there's a hole in its ass. You shove the candy in, and the kids beat it.
yeah,
with
but
a
it's
bat.
not a brand. It's not like it's pinata's not like Hasbro or Mattel.
Right. So
But it's, it's like Jewel bag. Yeah, I get them at Walmart, but they're still called Jewel bags.
mice.
Eee.
So everybody has one, but this is not in the Hall of Fame. But this brand could be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's like cars.
Well, the mouse would be in the Hall of Fame. Logitech won't.
It's like guitars. Well, no, what guitar? There's millions of renditions of guitars. Now, if you go to Phase 10, Phase 10 is awesome. Do you play Phase 10 with the wife? You say you play card games.
I don't remember. If
Phase
we've
10
ever-
is awesome.
I
Get
think
it?
I think she plays a version of it on her phone, but I
Okay.
don't think I've ever
Phase,
played.
Phase 10 is a good.
We may have.
Evening.
If we have, it hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, that's a really good evening game after dinner. Now, Racco is awesome with more than two people, but that's still a good game too.
We usually play a card game or something after dinner
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, I didn't have time. But Phase 10, go down.
Pound puppies.
I love me pounding some puppies.
I'll kick a puppy and punch a kitten just for you.
Racco's good.
I loved Spirograph. Like,
I-
dude, if I
I
had Spirograph
had
at home, I would
those.
probably go home and do a Spirograph today.
Just yes, I love Spirograph. Those are awesome. I had pound puppies too. I had a pound puppy or a couple. Those are good. I'm happy to see that up there.
Yeah.
Top-
One of the few toys from the 80s that was actually, I think, developed as a toy and then became a cartoon. There was a cartoon for Pound Puppies.
Yes.
And I believe it was on right around.
That's
I think
same as He-Man.
It aired usually somewhere with Muppet Babies.
Yes. But the same with Masters Universe. It was a toy, and then
it was
they
like
had to
I
get
was gonna say it was like one of the
marketing out
only
there.
3
Yeah.
or 4 toys actually that came out in that era that had the toy first and the cartoon
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, but I think He-Man was developed with the intention of
No.
being a cartoon.
No.
No.
They made all of that shit up as they went.
They
dude.
had to stop
they
Star
made it
Wars.
all
They
up
said,
as they went.
These kids love Star Wars. What are we
Yeah.
going to do? And they said, let's do this.
Cartoon. Oh, yeah. Didn't he kind of fall into a whole thing with like Filmation? Filmation's like, yeah, we'll do a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pictures of the actors dressed in those costumes, Skeletor, He-Man, and Tila, that they basically traced the cells on. They basically took like action photos of them, like in different poses. Then they traced them. That's why like every He-Man cartoon, it's the same like 4 angles of He-Man. It's the way that they piece it together.
It was kind of neat how they were. It all happened because of a sales meeting. They were at Toys R Us, and the guy was saying something about, but it's, what's the range of kids you think are going to buy these? And they said, well, I have 5 and 7 or whatever. And it comes, and the rep looked at him and was like, and it comes with a comic book. Kids don't read at 5 anymore. They're going to look at the picture. Oh, yeah, but we didn't tell you about the cartoon that's coming out with it. I mean, right there on the spot, the dude came up with it, and they walked out of the building, and he's
they're
like,
who's
and the
gonna
guy
do
looked at him,
cartoon?
and he's like, I didn't know we had a cartoon coming out. He says, we don't yet.
Yeah.
That day, the guy went down and talked to a buddy of his that worked for Filmation, and they came up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right Johnny on the spot, man. That's how it happened.
That's up there with G.I. Joe. Like G.I. Joe I think it was Cobra got developed at a urinal. The idea for Cobra.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's fantastic.
It's like with the
Top.
with the Transformers toys. they were interviewing Larry Hama, and I guess before they had the toys out first, and they were going to go to Marvel Comics and do the comic or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jim Shooter was like, "Yeah, let me handle this. I'll figure out whatever." And they went through like 18 different people that he basically walked in the room with the toys, and I'd like you too, and they were like, "No fucking way. I don't want nothing to do with it." And Larry Hama goes, "Because they hand that kind of the kind of stuff for toy lines off to losers.
Yeah.
You're a loser if you deal with that stuff."
Yeah.
And they gave it to a guy who was trying to make his bones, and he came up with all the bios for all the characters and stuff, and he made himself fairly famous within the walls of Marvel. So
Yeah. All right. So we've looked at the 12 nominees.
Yeah.
What's your pick?
My pick? Stupid question. Pound Puppies.
now this is for toy of the
Just induction
This is
into the Hall of
induction
Fame.
in Hall of Fame.
to induction into the Hall of Fame.
They're picking 3 of these. They pick 3 of them to go in.
Yeah.
So it's going to
Okay,
be
if He-Man isn't in there now, it damn well should be.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I agree.
agree with the Pound Puppies
Yeah.
totally.
And probably Light Bright.
I would say Light Bright's probably got a better chance, but if it were me, I'd go straight for Spirograph. Straight for Spirograph.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's
I
why
was-
I found that. My brother had one. It was missing pieces by the time I got it, but I had more fun with that thing, just drawing crap on pieces,
Yeah.
making circles and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Geometry
yeah,
is fun.
it was. I like geometry. It's one of the reasons why I'm like doing the CAD thing too.
I'm
So I'm not great with the math yet, but
probably going He-Man, Light Bright, and Spirograph.
Okay. Nice. That's not bad. Spirograph. I did have one.
I mean, come
Those
on,
are-
dude.
And then you could you could add another piece and then make another design within the design, and then
Spirograph. Oh yeah.
the only thing
The
I've
possibilities
got,
are limitless.
the only thing that I've got to say about
there's always
the
a
possibilities up there is
limit. Nerf.
Well, no, I mean, pinatas have been around forever. They've been around
Yeah.
since, God, so long ago. And tops, why a top?
Why?
Dude,
Well, because that
if
was
Top
like,
has been around since ancient times and it's not in the Hall of Fame yet, it doesn't deserve it.
doesn't deserve it.
Sorry, Top. You've been Pete Rosed in our Hall of Fame. You're not getting in.
You've been around for centuries, and if you're not in today, you're not in ever.
I
But
mean,
that's like saying horse.
no.
No, not horses like that brand.
Briar horse.
Why don't you just say it's like Top and Pinata? No,
Because
that's
this
just so generalized.
Because this version.
why don't you
of
just
the-
say action figure?
this version of the horse was very special and very detailed at the time?
I get it, but Pinata and Top. Okay, action figure. Well, which one? Yes, action figure. Well, what about balls?
Well,
Well, which one?
No,
Nerf?
and I agree
Is
with you.
it
Pinata.
baseballs?
Pinata's more of a concept.
My
It's not an
balls,
actual
your
thing.
balls, her balls? Who's,
Yes.
Yeah, whose balls?
Exactly. Like Top. Seriously, Top. There has to be
Well,
a brand.
dude, I'm sorry.
You have to have a specific.
If you're nominated for the Hall of Fame and the opening line of your description is "since ancient times," you're in trouble. I'm sorry.
And the range of decades for these toys. I mean, there's probably 8 or 9 of them up there that were. I mean, they were. They weren't only dreamed up, but they were developed in the 50s.
Right here. Stop right there. Right.
And they've been around since the 50s until they, finally went away, and probably around the same time that a lot of these other toys came out, the mid 80s, early 80s.
Well, here. So
Oh,
Light
there
Bright-
is my
Light-
answer right there.
And
95.
So
So
Catan.
Catan.
That game's been around.
Why
since
can't you? 1995.
95.
So why can't you say games? All games are in the Hall of Fame. Because all pinatas are and all tops are.
That's like saying put all music in the Hall of Fame, not Master of Puppets.
Right. So I don't like the whole bingo is bingo. It's been around since 15. There's another one.
It's a board game, yeah.
1530. It's not in. If it's not in for the last 600 years, it's not
medieval
in.
times.
It's not in ever.
And it makes you wonder how many times it's been nominated.
Right.
Exactly.
It's taking up a valuable spot after
It's-
it hasn't won in so many years.
I'll have to do some. I'll have to do some research
so many,
on this. And see
so
how-
many years, and it gets chucked.
Like,
So many years and it
baseball?
gets chucked.
Baseball does that. After like 3 times, you don't get in.
No, it's like 10 years.
It's okay, 10 years.
you don't
There's
get in
still
after
a
10 years,
time
yeah.
limit.
Oh, yeah.
Not 700 years
After
or
that-
ancient times.
After that, medieval times.
I bet you Tonka trucks from
You
the
could still get
30s
into
are
the
in
Hall
there
of
first.
Fame after 10 years, to be fair. But like everybody has to decide to write you in one year.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
it's possible.
It's not
but-
voted by majority, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think the most recent thing in here. Okay, so Pound Puppies was 84. I was thinking that was 90. So the most recent thing is Catan.
Yeah.
And then Pound Puppies in 84, and then He-Man in 83.
He-Man's 82
Yeah,
technically.
the rest of them have been around
Technically,
since
He-Man's been 82.
technically been around since the 50s and 60s
Yeah.
or ancient times.
ancient.
or ancient times. yeah.
50 years, so that goes back to the 70s probably. I was thinking
Well,
this is
I'm-
probably 60s.
Yeah, it's 76. I'm 45, so 70s is.
If we had time, we'd read all these off. But I mean,
Yeah.
you go to the website, the Strong, the National Museum of Play, and you'll see what we're talking about.
no, I thought
unless we get video out this week.
Yeah.
22 finalists. So, well, yeah, is video games in there? I mean, I want to do a little more in depth.
Online exhibits.
Oh, okay. But-
World Video Game Hall of Fame right there. Did you
But-
see it?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Okay. What else is there? Go down.
I want to see what video games
Oh,
are in the Hall
okay.
of Fame.
Pac-Man. Done.
Oh,
Dance Revolution.
Ooh, it was inducted this year. Good
Was
call.
it?
And so was Pac-Man.
Ocarina of Time is probably the best.
Oh, these
one.
are all were. Sid Meier's Civilization is actually a really cool game.
So these are the 4 games from 2022.
Dance Revolution. What rendition? The
Yes.
PS1?
First one. Honestly, when there's like 9, I mean, dude, are you going to put in Mario Kart or are you going to put in Mario Kart 19? Like
Mario Kart 19.
Kart was the initial idea.
Yes.
That's what
Oh,
you're
okay.
looking
I
for.
see. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
You don't need to put in Mario Kart 19.
Well, like what Zelda is that?
Ocarina
Ocarina of Time.
Okay, well, I'm not. That Zelda should be the gold cartridge, not this.
This was
It's its own story.
That's actually
this
the
is
original.
the first foray into 3D though. This changed Zelda games, and this actually created a whole genre of 3D RPGs.
That's actually the original cartridge too. Was the gray with
Yeah.
the gold label, the gold cartridge.
Oh no,
came
he's talking
later.
about the gold Nintendo
But he-
NES cartridge for the original Zelda.
So if you're putting Zelda,
Oh, I see what
put
you're
the
saying.
original
Oh,
Zelda.
he's just
in.
thinking like
put the name Zelda in. This
Yeah.
is your the.
But
Oh,
see, the Zelda games can. I think the difference is the Zelda games can develop over time. Like where Dance Dance Revolution is the same.
It's the
thing
same game, but just different graphics
with
or
different music, yeah, and
Okay.
different like explosions and stuff like
Well,
that.
anything with Britney Spears should be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Okay, as long as we're on that one.
I mean, because I see you have all the Britney Spears pops back here in the pop corner. You know,
Doom
Pong.
2015. So that's been around for a little bit. Pong 2015.
How often do they introduce things?
Grand Theft Auto.
Of course, the Oregon Trail's in here.
What, dude? I always got dysentery.
Snickers.
Oh,
has
there it is.
dysentery.
The gold cartridge,
go.
2016.
2016.
Okay,
Grand Theft Auto 3. Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's pretty cool. This is a nice
I'm
little.
gonna save this website and.
How about that?
I'm gonna
Little
check this
babies.
out later.
How about the ones that you lay on their back and their eyes closed? And then when you wake up in the middle of the night, they're like standing over your face while you're sleeping. Those are creepy fucking dolls.
like Freddy Fazbear?
Yes, Milwaukee. How to join History of International Gay Bowling?
Whoa.
Okay.
You're a big bowling guy. Bowling is big in your house. Dude,
That's-
gay bowling, balls. I mean, there's so many jokes we could
There
make.
is that. Okay. I'm
God, it's been around forever, dude, since the 80s.
What?
Gay and lesbian bowlers seeking fellowship and fun formed the International Gay Bowling Organization in 1980. Decades later, it's the largest LGBTQ plus sports association anywhere. I'm surprised I read that off without messing up the letters.
Is this all under the Strong National Museum of Play?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's under exhibits.
Save this. I want to look.
Yeah, I saved a page.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting site that I just happened to fall on this morning.
Yeah.
So.
No, we'll definitely check it out.
Any other news?
5 board. I don't have anything. I mean, I picked
No,
up.
I'm done.
I picked up a new Batman figure. Ron got me my Cobra Fang pop.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
got a
yeah,
couple.
yeah.
Oh, and I picked up a Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate
That
Hulk
is a-
Hogan. So
That is a badass
it is
figure.
a cool figure.
That
yeah.
is a badass
Of
figure.
course, I got it. I started messing around with it. And I'm like, yeah, I got to go get a Hollywood Hogan.
See,
I
now
gotta go,
you're in.
I gotta go. Well, I gotta go get the proper Sting, and like I see, I can call that because that was my
Yeah.
favorite ever wrestling storyline, and they were basically two of my top 3 favorite wrestlers ever.
Next to Roddy Piper.
I'm just not willing to say they were the top 2. I'm
Okay.
sure there's a third one in there somewhere. I mean, I was probably Macho Man.
Macho Man.
I just
is
like
nice.
Macho Man.
Because he's local boy, or
Let me tell you,
Ah.
brother.
I
nice.
totally forgot I was wearing that until
Nice.
I just said it. But yeah, I like Macho Man. He was a local boy, but he's just always so energetic. Oh yeah! And I love Slim Jims as a kid.
Now here's a quick
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
for the next 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, whatever we got left.
6.
Let's talk about some of the let's bring this all together. When is a toy line or a toy franchise too much for the consumer? When is there not enough money in your pocket?
I was just talking about this sort of with Mike from Mr. Wayne's yesterday, and he was saying something about why Pops sell so well. It's because
They're cheap.
well, not well. That's part of it, but it's also because if you look at like certain toys where you get one of them, and that's pretty much all that can really come out of that one. It's just that one toy. But then you look at Pops, and how many iterations of Batman can you make?
Every single
Right.
one.
How many iterations of like toys from Walking Dead can you make?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
take a
Right.
franchise and take a character. How many iterations of that character can you make?
We have 27,000 zombies.
Right.
So
I mean,
you could make
do you can do like different
Yeah.
expressions on their face,
different
different
Mickey
clothing,
Mouses or
different different like from different figures from like of the same figure from iconic episodes, like in a different dress.
yeah.
Well,
Kind
that's
of
the
thing,
thing,
different
yeah.
hair,
With
beat up,
comics-
maybe got blood on them or something. It just that kind of. But that's why Pops are so successful.
Right. Well, and he does
Because
all
you can
kinds
make
of pop
a million
culture.
iterations of one figure.
Right. So easily. Well, and the other thing, I mean, he does anything. I mean, some of the first figures were Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry.
And they actually made 3 or 4 different
yeah.
versions of those.
I mean, if you
they
and if you
started
go-
out like that.
If you go out, you can find Punchy from Fruit Punch. You can find the Trouble board game guy.
But see,
You
now
can
it's
find
like-
a bag of like powdered sugar donuts.
Yeah.
Like so he'll make anything as a pop. So that's the other part of it. So you're right. I mean, he's got a lot to choose from. Like when you started saying that, it got me thinking like Star Wars. George Lucas had toys in mind when he made Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you're on a planet. How many different alien creatures are there? There's thousands of characters he can pull from.
Right.
But my favorite movie, Tron, there's like 4 characters you can pull from. So
Right.
the toy lines aren't going to be that big.
How many times can you beat the same horse?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And even like the Crow. There's one Crow. I've never seen like Ernie Hudson that plays the cop. I've never seen him. There's never been an action figure of the girl on the skateboard. There's never any action figures of like, T-Bird and his gang, which you could easily do. That Ghost Rider car would be awesome to like set up T-Bird and his gang in a 6-inch figure
There you
scale.
go.
Well,
But, I
yeah.
mean, you've obviously got an idea. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I bought something stupid yesterday,
Yeah, you did.
and I complained about it last week,
Yeah, you did.
and I bought it yesterday,
Yeah, you did.
and I'm going to display it next week,
Yes, you are.
and I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
But He-Man, I'm just using He-Man because you could use Joe.
The
you
new
could-
4-pack you're talking about, right?
the new 4-pack. So the new 4-pack, you have the OG He-Man, and obviously through the years you're going to change artwork just to suffice the new crowds, the new kids, the new adults, whatever. So Revelation came out, so I think this is why He-Man has made a big jump this year and last year
Yeah.
because this new cartoon got it back in people's heads. But you have 4 different He-Men.
He-Man?
He-Men.
Human, Seaman.
Seaman.
I knew
Mermans.
you were gonna go there.
So every 10 years they come out with a new He-Man. But they come out with this entire line, and then they start cramming in old characters in these new lines. So you got the Masterverse, I got Origins. They're coming out with the same characters over and over.
Yeah.
I can't collect all of this, so I take Origin. But now Origin is leaking into Masterverse, and Masterverse is leaking into Origins and Classics. But if you collected Classics, not that you paid $150 a figure, but you collected the Classics when they were $30
Right.
and the mail away. But now are you collecting this? So when is too much too much?
Well, I think it's I think for the He-Man stuff, they're in a very precarious situation because I like the Masterverse figures because to me it's like I didn't have a problem with like the big size of He-Man, like the big shoulders and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But I don't know. I like the more realistic type looking Masterverse figures. So, and it was kind of like how the Classics line was. Like they were kind of scaled a little more accurately.
They were,
You
yes,
know,
they
like
are.
were
I will give
taller,
them
you
that.
could stand up straight. They weren't squatty. So Masterverse is basically a recreation of the Classics line. And I'll cherry pick that one. I think it's just, but I think that there's people that just like the way that the Origins figures are built. It's nostalgic. It takes you back to that style of He-Man. But when you're collecting because of that, you're missing out on other lines because they're not made that way. So if you like the new Netflix He-Man, but you don't like the toys because they suck ass, you can get a figure now that looks like an Origins figure, built like an Origins figure, but represents that. So I see what the draw is. Now, going back to the initial question, $150 for 4 figures is way too much. I think Mattel completely overreached their grab here. Obviously, these things are still up for pre-sale.
Yeah,
They've been up for
they
over
totally
24 hours
overshot.
now.
And there's so many people out there screaming exactly that same point.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen an interesting thing though. I've seen some interesting posts. A lot of people are deciding to get this now because they know that they're going to do a Skeletor one in the future, and they want to have both of them. Because wherever there's He-Man, there's Skeletor. Always has been.
You're correct. Yes,
So.
you're correct. Now, and to not to get off topic, but you showed the 4-pack Horde. That was $150.
Yeah.
So they're not out of their mind, and the Horde sold out, and that's going for $225 to $275 on eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, that sold out a little quicker, and I think people have their they have the right state of mind now that, okay, these are going to stick around a little bit. You don't have to sell them out now. But regardless, so I brought up another one. So Turtles. So Turtles, you have the Ultimate Super 7s. You have these the
Best Action.
Best Action. Now you got the Monsters.
Yeah. Well, they're
How
crossed
much-
over with Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers. How much is too much?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That's just my thought.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Well, hey, guys, thanks for joining us this week. It's a pretty good show.
We'll be back in a week, I think.
Yep. About a week. Keep watching for our socials. We're starting to get moving on those. So
we're getting things rolling. So
Facebook group, Our Toy Addictions. Join up, start the conversation.
Yeah.
Share some pictures, whatever.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey, we'll see you next week, guys. Thanks.
all right, guys, we'll see you in the funny pages. Take it easy.
Autobots, roll out.